It's March 15th, 2024. I am Actual Pearl. It's time to get in the weeds. A Friday. It's festival. I don't know. I was going to use an F and I completely just dropped it. Anyway.
It's a fantastic, fun Festivus.
Yeah, a Festivus is what I was going to say. A fantastic.
Yeah. Look at
Festivious.
I got all these rhymes for Top Dollar, who's still ducking me. He's doing shows with other people on this channel. He's on every other channel in the world, but can't show up for our rap battle.
Man, listen, you know what? We got our first ever golden dollar sign that's stuck, by the way.
It's because I said the C word too much.
So many times. we did the manual review, and they're like, upon manual review, they were like, no, you keep this golden dollar sign.
That's on me. That's my fault.
And then a ton of people watched the show, and I was like, the one time.
Yeah, that's my bad.
I
take blame for that one. I don't want to say appalled at how often I used it, but I knew it was overdone. And I was like, oh yeah, maybe I should just use box instead of the other word. I'm so used to saying the C punt. Like, it's just, I don't want to say it's common vernacular around here, but it was always just a funny term that's been used throughout my history.
Well, what's really funny is that Jay and Ace, who's usually in our chat and is from down under, right? I don't want to say Australia or New Zealand. I don't want to mess them up, but like that's something they say down there.
Yeah,
it's not something that we commonly use here in North America. So definitely took a bunch of people off guard by doing that.
Yeah, that's my bad, everybody. I know I overused it. I think the phrase is hilarious, and that's why I used it so much. I don't feel like anybody was like mad.
No. People were angrier at your moral outrage than anything else.
My moral outrage?
Yes. They think that it's not important. Nobody reads the comments on YouTube, so it doesn't matter.
No. What?
Someone went on a whole... They literally wrote like a book about your feelings towards the Vince McMahon lawsuit. And the whole like everyone should be gutted. And then, of course, I said what I said about corporate America. And I said what I said about, this is unfortunate reality that sometimes people in relationships get into power plays of other relationships, yada, yada. I'm not going to make light of a conversation that you and I speak very openly and honestly and seriously about. But we did have a commenter who was just like, I don't like Jeremy's. He called it like a fake moral outrage. And I wanted to say, I didn't reply, but I kind of said, it's not a fake moral outrage. I think Jeremy has a very good point when it comes to cutting the head off and getting rid of people who amplify this type of what's the word? This type of,
I don't know the word you're looking for. I'm sorry.
So, culture, this type of culture, people who amplify this type of culture. I've been up since 6:30. I've been talking for a long time, so I'm going to try to keep my words up. But yeah, that was kind of my feeling. It's like you should be getting rid of people who give off that culture, but we also don't know to what degree those people are involved. So again, I understood what Jeremy was saying. I don't think it required. And then at the end of the message, it just says, turning the channel now. And I'm like, you spent how long writing this just to say you're changing the channel? Thanks for the engagement.
Whatever. Look, man, if people don't like the things I say on this show, whether they are the serious things that we talk about or the jokes that I make on this show, that's fine. There are a million other wrestling streams out there. There's only one other morning show, and we're better than them. There are a million other wrestling streams out there. Like, you can go watch that stuff. It does not bother me at all. I don't read the comments because I don't really care to read the comments. I will say I guess so. Is that Sean or is that you?
It's not me. I don't use this. No, we're not on main, so I don't have.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't paying much attention.
It could be Sean. It could be Kate.
And I feel like it might be Kate because the 69 the part.
What if it's
there?
Rob?
Maybe.
Is Rob Wilkins coming in hot?
No, Wilkins usually on his own account. Look, I don't. Yeah. I was about to say once the 69.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this is 100% too though. I will troll on Twitter and then
yeah.
mute my comments. That's also true. Like, Like, and I don't know. It's not a fake moral outrage. I don't know what to tell people. Whatever. If that's what they believe, sorry that happened to you. Or cool story, bro. I'm not reading all your comments.
At the end of the day, we're also coming in with our perspective and our experience. And I can't speak for Jeremy, but like I do have experience working in corporate environments, working with larger teams and working with larger companies. So like I unfortunately have been exposed to that mentality, and it can change and it should change. Jeremy, again, I'm not going to speak for you, but I don't know how many big meetings you get pulled into on a regular basis
None.
with exactly. So it really comes down to your experience, and it does come down to your feelings towards what you're reading, because there's another side of that is you are covering this suit with a close eye, and you're aggregating and you're writing, and you're affected by this as much as anyone else would be, sometimes more so, because you're peering over and you're peeling over this stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. Again, I didn't read the comment. I don't want to put words in that commenter's
No,
mouth.
do it. Bury them.
So.
Listen, every other podcaster out there where the damn is doing it, so we might no.
I don't know. If I don't read it, I don't know what was said, and I'm not gonna go back and read it. Sorry to that person.
Don't be sorry.
If they think that I was in a fake moral outrage, then okay, they're entitled. They're entitled to that. That's fine. I'm speaking how I'm speaking about things.
You know what? Use your fake moral outrage to leave a thumbs up on the video, and use your fake moral outrage because it's WrestleMania season. Where are my fireworks? Where's my pyro? You got to go right up.
Reset.
Yeah, you're right up there.
There we go.
It's the sign season. So there you go. Point to the sign. And of course, subscribe to us here at Fightful Overbooked. And while you're here, donate a super chat. Any amount, get your question or statement right on the air, and it supports us because we need all the help we can get. We're busy. We're poor. We need you. In the
Broke
arms of an angel. Did you know for 20 cents a day you can feed me? Not my child, though. I need $20 for my child.
Why'd your child eat so much, Joel?
I wish I could tell you. When I see this is funny. There's an app for people who have kids in daycare. Maybe you have one of these too. There's an app where they'll send a photo or they'll send updates if there's bathroom stuff or an incident or food or nap. It's every single day he's at daycare. We get the updates on food, and he's always eating like 2 servings of this, 2 servings, and we asked, and we're like, is that normal? Like, do the kid? And they're like, no, it's not. Your kid eats a lot. And I said, well, that's good. That means he's healthy. And then I said, but does he ever try to eat food off of other kids' plates? Because that's where we draw the line. And they're like, no, we're good.
Do you think, Joel, that like he has issues with food because you hit him with the fridge door? Do you think that he's like trying to get back at the food? He's like, this food is stored right here where this door had hit me. You know what? Fuck. Oh, okay, we're good. You know what?
We've had enough golden dollar signs. Please stop.
You know what, food? I'm going to take you away from your home. I'm going to take you away from this fridge door because you hit me. I feel like this is logical here, you know?
Not only is it logical, but you just successfully shrunk me.
Yeah.
Good stuff. That's good. I appreciate that. So I'm off to Ottawa. I'm going to be leaving tonight.
Sorry.
I'm going to AEW Collision. Thank you. I am officially going to AEW Collision in Ottawa. So if you're there, come and hang out. Come say hi. I'm also going to be, I just found out last night, I will be at Mystery Wrestling. That's Evil Uno's program that he does.
Hell yeah. You're going to get beat up?
I'm probably going to get beat up. So I will be there. My plan is to be there. I'm hoping that, I get to chat with a few people, and hopefully some of y'all are going to be there. It's on the other side. It's in Quebec. It's going to take me forever to get there. But I said to Uno, I want to be there. And he said, come bring your camera. Let's do it. So I'll be there.
Uno on this show to promote Mystery Wrestling. What are we doing?
I'll tell you off the air why he's not, but we'll just we'll leave it at that. He's been very good to me. I very much appreciate him. So I'll be there. And of course, on Wednesday, I will be at AEW Dynamite because it's here in Toronto. Was approved for that. Looking forward to attending the show. And Stephanie Chase is apparently in my hometown for the next 30 days. So she's going to be here for a month. Maybe I'll get her in this studio and maybe we'll do an episode together, the three of us.
Nice. We like Stephanie. Stephanie hosts the preview shows on Fightful. So
She does.
Stephanie's great.
Yeah, so looking forward to hanging out with her. Hopefully, she's going to have a good time while she's hanging out in Toronto. But I'm going away.
Well,
But I'll be on the show on Monday. I'll still be in Ottawa. I will be in the bunker. So have
sorry.
fun with that. Sorry.
What was that? What was that accent?
That's the New York sorry.
Oh.
Yeah. Listen, you deal with enough New Yorkers, you just start talking just like them. I do a show with Cresta Star. My sister is married to a New Yorker. I get it. Anyway, should we I am not doing that, Scott George. I am not stalking anybody.
Yeah, let's not put that out there.
Let's not. I have spoken with her, and she knows that she is welcome to hang out. So we'll get there. Let her settle first. How about that? Caden sends us a super chat saying, "New member of Imperium, Mercedes Mone. Is she the CEO of Imperium?"
CEO. How broke is AEW that they have to force crowd chants? People complain about piping in the crowd noise. This is so much worse. They forced a crowd chant onto these people.
Can't believe it. Can't believe it. How dare they? CEO.
People are gonna get mad at that take.
I hope they clip it and send it to you. Oh, but you know what? Wrestling fans love to chant, especially here in this side of the globe. So it worked. I heard the music and I was like, this is ridiculous. Oh, I knew it. He's on the way, by the way, he's flying across the country.
Why does he should come on the show on the plane?
Could you imagine? I was going to send him the link until I saw his message about not being available.
Okay, send it anyway. And let's crowdsource the plane and go around on the plane and be like, what did you think of Mercedes Mone's debut in AEW?
You know what? Where he's going, I think the responses would be fantastic.
Let's do this.
I have sent you the link, my friend.
Let's money plane this plane. Let's take bets on this plane of how many people watched AEW Big Business on Andrew Zarian's plane.
He's gonna get his microphone.
Oh my god, this would be the greatest bit we've ever done if Andrew Zarian just goes around this plane and starts asking people.
Zarian on the plane. It's like Billy on the street.
Yeah.
For $1.
What do you think of AEW Big Business? Yeah. Right, so man kicked off plane for being annoying.
Listen, if he's on a Boeing flight, he doesn't have to worry about getting kicked off. The flight door will come off and he'll just kick off himself.
Oh, I need this so bad. I need this bit so bad that Zarian just going around and asking people on this plane.
Listen, this might be a first. Has anyone ever done a Fightful program while 30,000 feet in the air? This might be a first if you can get on.
I don't think so. I think we're making history here.
We might make some history.
Yeah,
I'm sure that the quality is going to be dog shit, but at least we're going to try.
Whoever is sitting next to is going to be so mad. Like, why is this person taking a phone?
No, this guy's Zarian's first class.
Fair.
Yeah, he's got no one. You know what? If he's not first class, he buys 2 seats side by side so that he can get that first class feel.
Yeah, Zarian's not sitting next to anybody. He's eating his steak, just sipping on his white wine up in the air. Oh my gosh.
Can we do it?
Oh my gosh.
It's trying to connect. Let's see. Popped up. The link is there. If this works, I will be so happy.
Oh, we've got it's just a white box.
Yeah, it's just no picture.
Yeah.
I see
picture right now.
Let's go.
Can we add him? What if we add him? What'll happen?
I don't know. Should we try?
Let's just try. His mic's muted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still trying to connect.
Okay. All right.
We'll see what happens. Let's see if he can connect. He's on that 56K modem.
Yeah.
I've been there. That's going to be
me. It's going to be great for live streaming, but we're trying here, folks. We're trying.
Louis telling us to play the Zarian intro. I can't play the intro now.
Oh, it disconnected.
We'll see. Maybe we can get through. We'll see.
Oh man.
Okay.
It's going to be our whole show just waiting for what if they made the whole stream out of the black box, Joel? I feel like it would work then.
That's the best time for that joke. Oh, that was awful. Thank you so much. Oh, we'll
Oh,
talk
it's
about the punk stuff later, chat. We'll get there, I promise. Why do you think Corey Brennan's coming on the show?
he's trying again here. Oh, very, very, very sad that this bit might not pay off here.
We're trying, folks. If I could show you the photo, he's out of AOL minutes. You have to get a new disc.
Yeah, I won't let him connect. Oh, are you using the app, Zarian, or are you just using like a browser?
Yeah, if you're using a browser, it might cut you off, but if you try the app, it might actually let you through. But then you got to download the app, and you're already on a plane flying
Well,
wherever, so it
you
might not
know,
work.
they should have the app, right? They should have it.
You should, but a lot of these places they cut off these
Yeah, I
streaming
guess so.
platforms.
I guess so.
Got to use their home network.
Yeah. Oh,
They're
it says
trying to get on the
browser.
browser.
Download the app, Zarian.
Yeah, get the app, and then we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Be fantastic.
Right.
AOL minutes. So Mercedes Mone is officially All Elite.
CEO. CEO.
Presentation to me was great. They brought her right out, which you and I did talk about on Wednesday, and we said, hey, they should get her right out there and bookend the show with her, which they did. They didn't have her join the Elite, at least not yet, but she did.
She's not joining the Elite.
Not yet. EVP, CEO, it's gonna happen. That interaction is what I want to see, by the way. Look at this. Look at all these people chanting. Look at these. It's just Chi-Town Spurs over and over again. But like, look at these people. And then, of course, the bot A-Shock figured it out. And now he's involved. Yeah, Mercedes is here. She's not part of the Elite yet. She will be. And the interaction will be grand. And the main event was Riho. You're back. Riho and Willow, which was a bit of a shock, but also not at all, because if you think about it, part of that promo was about the global revolution of women and just Mercedes herself. So it's big business for these people. What do you think?
It was good. I mean, it was about as perfect as you could do it, honestly. Darren is trying again, by the way. Bless him.
Bless.
Yeah.
Chief Elite Officer. That's what she's going to join the Elite. She'll be the Chief Elite Officer.
Her promo was a nice mission statement. You know, I'm home. This is my dream. Eddie Guerrero.
Gotta hit the Eddie.
Gotta throw in the Eddie. You know, she said she's excited to work with people. She mentioned Willow having unfinished business. Say hello to her CEO. It was really good. And I like that she came back out to close the show, saving Willow and getting a moment to end the show. So, yeah, no, she hit her finish. I was a little worried about that because the first time she did it in New Japan, it was rough, and it got better after that. It was clearly a new thing that her and Kyrie just weren't on the same page with. But Julia she was on the same page with Julia, but I was a little concerned just because of the New Japan flashback of like, oh, I hope Julia takes this well, and she did. So that was good. Yeah, she did the wardrobe change. She did the,
Yeah, Chi-Town Spurs sent a super chat saying wardrobe change before the end of show run-in. That's a sign of a true superstar. And I sat there, Jeremy, and I said, she is absolutely going to do a wardrobe change and people are going to pop. And they did. And it was very funny. It was good stuff. Good for her. She looks great. The outfits were on point. No, not you, her. You look fine. I'm sure your wife appreciates you.
Scotty Riggs called me a handsome MFer.
Scotty Riggs went through a lot of things to get there first, though.
Scotty Riggs rules.
He does. Check out that interview from the Spotlight. It aired yesterday, and I'm sure we're going to have it standalone on our channel very soon.
Yeah,
tomorrow. So Jeremy and Steven Jensen, they spent over an hour and a half, about 100 minutes with Scotty Riggs, which is wild. And it's very good stuff. Go check that out. Please, please, please. If you don't watch the Spotlight, you should start.
Agreed.
Anyway, Mercedes, she's here. She's big. One thing I want to touch on is the global revolution. And I noticed, I don't think a lot of people really thought about how it's not serious, but how accurate that comment could be, because she talks about wanting this to be a global women's revolution. WWE wasn't going to offer that, mainly because they're not working with international companies, on the regular. You do an AJPW spot here, that's fine, but like they're not working with CMLL actively. They're not working with New Japan actively. There's a lot in there that comes into that comment, and it's honest. And I'm really I'm really looking forward to what that could potentially mean for Mercedes and how a global, I don't want to use a revolution anymore because now it's going to get corny before it gets fun. But like a global partnership with a lot of the women's talent, a lot of the women talent out there. I want to see what that will look like.
Yeah, I know what you mean with the global revolution. I mean, WWE doesn't work with the other companies like that. I also look, WWE is kind of already global. They just are. They're holding shows across the seas. They're holding major shows across the seas. They just literally did it with Australia. I know what you're laughing at.
Yeah.
They just did it in Australia. They're going to France. They're sure going to be back in England and everything. They're kind of already a global company. AEW is not. They've held one show outside of North America. They're going to hold one more show outside of North America later this year. When are they going to go to another country to hold more shows? Don't know. But, Mercedes, whether it's working with New Japan or slash Stardom, whether it's, wrestling in CMLL, or anywhere else, like, I do think her goal is to bring more AEW shows to places.
Oh, you're right there. And then you got on the one goal line and then you broke. That's how it works though.
Okay.
AEW's coming to Canada. That's international. There you go. Now you're back. Let's go.
I said North America. I said North America. Which I guess
Fine.
technically CMLL Mexico would be as well. Canada South. Because Canada was Mexico North, according to Scott Snyder. So just trying to, math it up there. Scott Snyder math. Geography.
You can't do math unless you're Brandon Thurston. I'm sorry. That's just the rule.
Oh, my internet's being terrible. Hold on.
Andrew Zarian gets into fights a lot. He's talking about fighting with travelers. This is great. That's what I need in my life. Jeremy's going to reset his internet and then he's going to come back. And now he is back. Hello.
All right. Hopefully it's better now.
Did you fix it?
I don't know. Does anything really get fixed on this show?
Oh, just our talent.
Yeah. All right. So, I do think she has goals and aspirations of, taking AEW to other continents across the world. And, good on her. She should have those goals and aspirations. She wouldn't accomplish that in WWE. WWE, they're at where they're at. They're not going anywhere. It's going to be very tough for them to be bigger. So Mercedes wants to uplift and try to make something even bigger than it already is. And it's a huge dream. It's a huge goal to have. But I don't blame her for being like, you know what? This is what I'm going to try to do. This is what I'm going to do. Good on her.
Yeah. And if this is a big first stepping stone for her to bring together more talent from other companies and work together, then I'm all for it. She says she wants to work Mexico. She says she wants to work Japan. She says she wants to work internationally. And if this is an opportunity with this AEW contract to do that, I said it before, I'll say it again. I think her first match officially back in New Japan will be Resurgence. And that is May, I think. They're doing that at the Toyota Arena in Ontario. I think Kazuchika Okada will be there as well. I think it's going to make a lot of people feel a certain way, but we'll get to that in a few minutes when we talk about the Triple Crown and what's going on.
Can't wait for Okada against top New Japan star, my guy, Evil.
Yes.
Evil going over too, baby.
Oh, Evil always wins, except for the New Japan Cup.
House of Torture getting in there, taking out Okada. Actually, they're both heels, so I don't know if that would work. Okada's got to take on one of the top baby faces in New Japan. I don't know who.
Jack Perry?
No, Jack Perry's also a heel.
I don't know about
Jack Perry's House of Torture. House of Torture's heels.
Are they?
I mean, they're baby faces in my book.
There you go. That's the point. Shades of Gray.
They're heels. They're heels in the Japan book. I don't know who the top baby face is in New Japan.
This is going to be America. They're going to be on the West
Coast. House of Torture is definitely heels in America.
Well, it depends how many drugs they bring.
Just because I like them, but they're definitely heels in America.
Anyway, we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, the Mercedes debut I think was really well done. I think from start to finish, they did what they needed to do. They got the people in the building excited, and now we get to work. That's going to be the big thing. It's, We don't do ratings discourse here, but I will say it this way: they will climb more and more if the stories continue to grow. And this was chapter 1. I'll leave it at that.
Let's do ratings discourse, Joel.
Do we have to? I
Yeah.
really don't want to.
This show obviously sucked because it barely drew 800,000 people. Clearly,
that's
a
all it means.
terrible
Yeah,
show.
wrestling is over. I'm sorry.
Let's be honest about the ratings. And all these people are stupid for being like, for even caring about these numbers. Is AEW going to get canceled? No. So who cares? Right? Just don't pay attention to this stuff. What does AEW need to take it to the next level? I told you, Joel. Here's my pitch. Here's my big pitch right here, everybody. You ready? Kate Middleton conspiracy. All right. Here's what I'm laying out. I've already booked this in my head. Okay.
Okay.
Tony Khan's got to disappear. Could you imagine if Tony Khan just disappears? Like he's got to commit. He's got to commit to this, by the way. Can't go to the NFL meetings, can't do the interviews, can't tweet. He's got to like really commit to this.
There's only one person who can make that happen, by the way. Nigel McGuinness.
No, I think
he's got to make him disappear. Nigel McGuinness does magic.
Gotcha. All right. That was good. All right. So Tony Khan, imagine the conspiracy. If all of a sudden Tony's like, I got a huge announcement on Wednesdays, AEW Dynamite. And then Tony Khan does not show up. And everybody's like, where was Tony? The Young Bucks are out here and like, hey guys, we're gonna make the announcement for Tony. Everything's fine, everything's good. Tony just had to step away. He can't tweet, he can't show up at the NFL meetings, he can't be seen. And I know that's very tough. I know it's tough. But this is the level of commitment we need to boost AEW to the next level. We need the Kate Middleton level conspiracy. And nobody else. Sorry to all the top talent in AEW. But nobody else is gonna create a conspiracy the level of if Tony Khan just disappears. He's fine. He's fine, by the way. He's fine. He's just gotta chill. Can't tweet. Maybe get a burner. He can have a burner account. That's fine.
Oh, he already has one. It's fine.
He can have a burner account. He can tweet from there and everything. And then everybody starts wondering, what happened to Tony? Where's Tony at? And then like there's little changes on the show as well.
Suddenly things go to black and white. Suddenly everything is in an old-timey phrase. And out comes Toni Storm, and she says, "It was me, Austin. It was sorry."
No,
go ahead.
But there's little changes, and people are like, "Ooh, I don't want to. I don't think that's Tony Khan. That's not a Tony Khan thing. Oh, but that might be. Wait, this seems like something Tony would do. Is Tony actually really calling the shots? Wait, Bryan Danielson won. Tony Khan must not be back there. Maybe who's in charge now to have Bryan Danielson win? Wait a second. Okada lost? That's not Tony Khan. This is the level of conspiracy we need. All right? Listen to me, AEW. I'm here to help you.
And then just before AEW All In, when everyone's wondering, where's Tony Khan? They release
Kate Middleton shows up at All In.
Well, I mean, that'd be great. But I was going to say they release a photo of Tony Khan that they very quickly had to put out a kill notice for.
Oh, yeah. You got to do the Photoshop. Oh, yeah.
Do the whole thing.
Yeah. We get like Shad like at a Jaguars meeting or something. Yeah. And there's somebody like standing next to Shad and people are like, wait a second, is that Tony next to Shad? Does Shad have another son? What is going on here? This is the level conspiracy that we need to boost AEW.
And then Tony on a random Dynamite comes down from the rafters in full sting. No sting gear.
No. Okay. No, we're not doing all that.
No, not why not?
Because I don't like that. Don't step on my great idea here.
I'm trying to make it better, and I think I was accomplishing that.
I don't think so.
I think so.
See, you're not, Joel, and I'll tell you why. I gotta set you straight, as always. I gotta tell you why.
Do we have to?
Yes. You, much like all these other people, not you guys in the chat, we love you.
Wow, can't believe you're burying the chat.
But you, like all these other people who talk about what does AEW need to do to get to the next level, they just need to get more people over. They just need to sign this person. They just need to have great matches. They just need to have great stories. All you think about is in wrestling terms. That's why, oh, he's going to come down from the rafters. Yeah, that's a wrestling thing. Everyone's just thinking in wrestling terms. I'm thinking bigger than that. That's why I said Kate Middleton level conspiracy. Kate Middleton is way bigger than this wrestling stuff. That's how you got to think if you want to get to the next level. Okay, let's just think about wrestling. No. If you think wrestling, you're going to confine yourself to wrestling. You got to think bigger than wrestling. That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here for. To think bigger than wrestling. You're welcome.
Jeremy Middleton.
I have nothing to do with whatever's happening with Kate Middleton. I'm so deep into this. So deep into this. You do not understand. Thank you, Alex. You do not understand like how deep I am in to this Kate Middleton stuff. I didn't even like, the phones over here. They listen to you.
Oh, so yeah, we don't need to get into that. Talk about cat food for a minute. Now you're going to get ads for cat food.
Oh, like I didn't search out a single thing for this Kate Middleton stuff, but the wife is into it, and she was filling me in. Next thing I know, it's all over my timeline.
Well, like, hold on. If your wife has been talking about it, or odds are she's been Googling it or reading about it and spending.
Hold on. I'm sending the link to Alex. We're talking Kate Middleton conspiracy. Who cares? Wrestling, as I said, bigger than wrestling.
By the way, speaking of going outside the wrestling bubble, Tony Khan did that earlier yesterday with the most that was the strangest tweet I've ever seen, and I've never related to Tony more, where he said the most realistic part of the movie Margin Call is when they called the emergency weeknight meeting at 3 a.m. with over a dozen executives sitting at the table planning how to manage a massive crisis without a single cup of coffee in sight. And I was like, where did this come from?
I tried to get Tony to tell me his favorite coffee, but much like he always does, he ignored me.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. The anonymous ITW general manager says, I go down the Twitter rabbit hole daily. That's how you're getting all this intel. It's because you're all sharing the same internet record.
I know, but I'm deep into it.
Princess Diana's here. Shit. My God. She says, I'm afraid I cannot speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble. Him. Thank you, Princess.
You and SP3 need lessons on accents.
No. Jeremy Russo makes a good point, says Shy Spurs. Can you say bro a bunch of times?
No.
And then talk about our show incessantly?
Never mind.
Nope, ain't giving that one. I thought about it and I was like, maybe if I'm really pissed off one day, but I ain't giving.
It's not about that. I don't really give a shit about them. I had a conversation with our
same thing.
Our pals, Sean Rossap and Denise Salcedo about bro when we went to dinner the other week. Very fun. Yeah.
Bro. The only bro that I listen to is Diamond Dallas Page. Bro.
King Potato popped me with his comment, by the
way. Sorry, can't comment on that. Great question. Cannot comment on that at this time.
Yeah, just what's your favorite coffee? Great. That's a great question. Can't comment. He doesn't want to bury other coffees,
It's true. He's a very open-minded coffee drinker.
Yeah.
He was putting over the NBC Boston affiliate that had Mercedes come in because he was there for the interviews. And he was like, they got great coffee here.
Yeah. I want to know what Tony Khan's favorite coffee is. Should I just send this link to Tony? Tony, come on and talk about your favorite coffee. We won't ask you any wrestling questions. Just come talk about your favorite coffee.
Tony's on his way to Ottawa. He's going to go spend the weekend there.
Can you ask Tony his favorite coffee while you're in Ottawa?
Listen, if my media pass didn't already say no interviews, then I would have done it.
You should have rejected the media pass and been like, I'm going to stand up for the media and I'm going to ask questions. Why are you allowing AEW to silence you, Joel?
AEW media ticket info. Literally just sent for real. And they say no notes. There is no backstage, locker room, or ringside access.
You're allowing to be silenced, Joel.
Videotaping or live streaming is not permitted. There will not be a post-event press conference. My ticket will be
silenced.
Pick up.
by don't be silenced, Joel. Don't
Mm,
do it.
mm, mm. Anyway, I'll be there. See you there. How many questions quantifies an interview? It's just me yelling through the gates.
I just want to know his favorite coffee. That's like not really an interview. It's just a question. Here we go. Let's talk about the real stuff here. Who cares about wrestling? Wrestling's stupid.
When the queen,
Alex.
the
Hi.
queen.
Hold on, let me connect my headphones. Kate Middleton.
Yes.
Oh my God, there's so many conspiracy theories that I'm just hooked on right now.
Okay, what's your top one? Like what's the one that you're really sunk into?
Okay, the one that I'm sucking into is that like she is upset that William has a mistress and the mistress is knocked up and they're trying to do like a Princess Diana 2.0 and she had a breakdown. That's the theories that's going on for me right now. The one theory that is so out of pocket that I love so much is that Kate Middleton is actually going to be on The Masked Singer, and that's why she's away to practice.
No, wait, that's the one I want to believe the most.
That's the one I believe 100%.
I'm in on Kate is pregnant by Pippa's ex. That's the one that I'm like, oh, that's spicy.
Yes.
That's spicy
Yes.
right there.
I heard about that one too.
Yeah. I'm
one's
in
wild.
on that one. That is why she is away. Is
What
because
if-
she is pregnant by Pippa's ex.
What if she's away because she's doing so much photography work and learning how to edit, but she just didn't get it right, and now she's got to go back underground to the editing scene and like a person in a dark room, you know? They spend all of their time honing their craft. Maybe she just thought she was ready, but she wasn't ready. Now she's got to do a Rocky 3 montage and come right back to the top. Maybe that's what's going on. Family's fine.
But there's also a conspiracy theory that King Charles is undergoing whatever it is with cancer, and they're actually donating her body to King Charles somehow. I guess her organs or something like that. And then there's other conspiracy theories. Well, I saw one tweet that said the royal family can afford Prince Andrew all of these lawyers because of the Jeffrey Epstein stuff, but Kate Middleton is hunched over on a MacBook on Adobe Premiere or Photoshop, just like, I gotta edit these photos myself. And then Prince William took the picture himself.
So
the sweaters aren't lining up.
So if you look at the photo, and I don't know why I had time today, not today, when I did. If you look at the photo, it looks like through the glass, there's just someone sitting on a couch watching TV, and it looked like they had a bit of a bald head going on. So I thought maybe someone didn't want to be part of the photo, but was in there anyway, accidentally.
William. It was William.
It was William all along.
The car photo is way off base to me. One, you can't even tell who's in that car. You can't tell if it's Kate or whoever it is.
Well,
and the
which
bricks,
car photo?
Oh, the one with
the one with JFK. Where
the bricks.
Yeah, the bricks where they think it's Kate in the back and the bricks
up.
don't
they
line
don't
up.
up.
Yeah, that one's really bad. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it was just bad bricklaying. Maybe they're just not good at their job of doing the bricks.
See, I figured with that, maybe it was like flash or something. I don't know. I don't know photography
it's
all
way
that well.
too off.
It doesn't, yeah, the colors don't match up. And then there's the other one where she's with her mom. That straight up looks like a body double.
Yeah.
Straight up looks like a body double. But yeah, the Photoshop, I didn't like pick up on any of this until the Photoshop picture came out. And I was like, wait, what's going on? And then my whole FYP is, before TikTok is banned, my whole FYP has just been like Kate Middleton conspiracy theories.
That's all it's been for me as well. Yeah, when the one photo came out, and the biggest takeaway from that one was everybody's like, oh, she doesn't have her ring on. And then they were looking at the kids' fingers and like, are they making Illuminati symbols? What gang are they representing and everything? But
their fingers are crossed.
Kids, like, if they get like nervous and stuff, you know, I can kind of see
all of them.
Yeah, kids are kids. You know,
it's weird to make a concerted effort to do this as a cry for help. Maybe they're smart, but I don't know. They all share in the same blood.
They're all like, we are being held against our will here.
Yeah,
Please,
like-
someone come save us. They're sending out bat signals to somebody out there.
We're getting a little too heavy.
I think the EVPs of AEW need to release something like that with Kenny Omega.
This is what I'm saying.
It's
This
just
is
like
why-
Nicholas and Matthew on his lap. That exact same photo Photoshop.
This is what I'm saying. AEW needs a conspiracy like this to take them to the next level. Not this wrestling nonsense. Who cares?
Mhm.
They need
Yeah.
they need big picture thinking here.
Yeah. They need to come up with conspiracy theories. They need to do some blind items.
But see,
That's what they
all
need.
the blind items is good. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. See, none of these people can commit to the bit though. Kenny's like doing Twitch streams and stuff. He's already ruined it. He's already like, okay, Kenny, we get it. Hangman might be able to. Hangman tries to stay off socials and stuff. Like Hangman might be able to, but it's got to be to the level of Tony Khan. Tony Khan goes missing, everybody's in. Everybody's sunk into this story. We just get conspiracy of where did Tony go?
There could be a Tony thing. Hi, well, Sting's retired. You can't do it with him. Darby Allin's about to climb.
on-
Yeah,
Mount
but everybody knows
Everest.
he's in Everest. Everyone's just like,
But
okay, he's fine, he's in
afterwards,
Everest. Yeah, maybe.
you know,
maybe.
there's the risk of he probably had his last match. So then, it could be like, oh, well, he's out of Mount Everest. Well, where is he? He's not on TV. You know?
This. Darby's crazy though, and he I don't know if he can like not just go out there and do dumb shit. Bless Darby. But like Nitro Circus is gonna come to town, and Darby's like, I ain't staying home to do this. I'm going out here to
go.
I gotta go jump a tricycle here. So
Yeah, he's like,
I don't know.
booked, honey.
You gotta get someone to commit to it. That's the problem. They none of these people can commit to it.
Everyone after their likes and clicks.
Yeah.
Damn wrestlers these days. Meanwhile, anyone goes away and everyone's asking Sean, "Where's this person?" So maybe there is a chance that this works.
See, that's the other thing is that the reporters gotta they gotta
Report?
enhance the conspiracy. No, I mean they they don't need to be in on it, but this is where commitment has to be told. Like they got to go completely silent. MJF actually did a pretty decent job.
Yeah, I was gonna say MJF's the only guy who's really done it properly. I mean,
right, but then he's on Alicia's vlog and out and about and stuff.
Jamie Hayter's pretty good about that. Everyone's asking if Jamie Hayter.
Listen, you could blame all this on AI now. Oh, Alicia's vlog.
Oh, the AI defense.
AI.
Oh no.
Not again. Jerry had a whole offline conversation about somebody using the AI defense recently that shouldn't have.
Oh man. All right. This was fun. I gotta go.
Alex,
get
thank you.
ready for my
Thanks,
own
Alex.
podcast.
Yes, plug stuff real quickly. Anything you want to plug?
Yes, Queen of the Ring Wrestling, youtube.com/Queen of the Ring Wrestling. I'm gonna be on my own podcast talking about Mercedes, Sami Zayn, getting upset about the fans, what's going on there, all that. Much love to you guys. You guys are doing a great job over
Thank
here.
you, Alex.
Hey,
Thank
Price
you for
is
having me
right.
on.
Price is right. We can do it.
Let's do it. I'm so serious about that. Let's
I know
do
you
it.
are. I want to talk to you about it. I'm into a busy weekend, so we are going to talk about it. But I really like.
I will wear a glittery, bedazzled blazer. Let's get it going.
Let's
What is happening? I want in on this.
Well, listen, you watch any of Alex's TikToks, and she's got the long, skinny road mic.
Yes.
And I was like, we got to do a Price is Right gimmick.
Oh, okay.
And so
All
we're
right.
going to do a Price is. Maybe we'll do a live stream Price is Right on Overbooked
Oh.
around WrestleMania season.
Okay. All right.
So maybe
I like
we'll do that. If y'all want it, tell us and we'll do it. That's how it works.
Maybe some Family Feud kind of
Oh,
thing.
no.
Overbooked versus Maine.
And I got to bring on
Channel.
Cresta with the mustache. I mean, unless you're cool doing the mustache thing, because then he's
I'll
good.
do a mustache, John
All right.
Waters style.
All right, it's one less person I have to worry about then. Just Alex. Perfect. Love Cresta. Can use just Alex.
Thank you.
All
Alex.
right. Bye,
Appreciate you.
guys. Have a good
Bye.
show.
And that's how you sufficiently talk about nothing for 20 minutes. Good on
We're
you.
talking about the biggest story in the world, Joel. What do you mean talking about nothing? We're
I
talking about
didn't
the
hear
biggest
anything
story
about
in the world.
Mercedes Mone. What are we talking about?
We're not playing to 800,000 here.
We're playing to 8 million here.
Yeah, exactly.
My goodness. Yeah, there you go. Jamie Hayter has done her best Kate Middleton impression. Must be a Brit thing. Like not Britt Baker, a British thing.
I'm so in on the Kate Middleton conspiracy. I'm telling you, AEW, hire me. I got big brain ideas for you guys to really take you to the next level.
Kate Middleton's first show will be AEW Big Business.
Look, man, everybody thinks too small in wrestling. That's what it is. They all think too small, Joel.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you to rise above hate, to rise above wrestling level thinking.
Anyway, speaking of wrestling level thinking, Caden sent a super chat saying, "Are the rankings dead again?" Certainly sees that way. It certainly feels that way.
It's been like a month now since they updated those rankings.
What rankings? I don't know what you're talking about. Well, we tried.
So I think it was Kate who, she complains a lot about ROH for some reason.
She complains a lot about a lot of things.
Yeah, true.
It is Kate's middle year.
But she mentioned like the champions haven't wrestled on television in like since these dates, and she lists the champion, and she said the pure champion, and I had to think for like 10 minutes, who in the fuck is the pure champion? Well, I forgot that title existed.
Well, first of all, the pure champion was injured for a spell, and now his next big match is going to be for CMLL in an 8-man tag.
Who is it?
It's Wheeler Yuta.
Oh, I forgot that title existed, and then I forgot Wheeler Yuta existed.
Yep.
Sorry, Wheeler Yuta. I like Wheeler Yuta, but like, I'm sorry he was hurt. That's unfortunate, but not like they did anything.
Well, no, here's the story. Wheeler Yuta beat Shibata by cheating, and then Wheeler Yuta got injured, and I heard that the injury was so bad they had to pull his brain out of his socket.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's just what happens. So
it's not very like peer rules that like he doesn't defend this title for 3 months. Like it's not very honorable.
That's true. That's not very honorable. But I mean, listen, ROH couldn't get their show up in time last night, so there was no.
It always pops me when it's a taped show.
Someone forgot to hit scream. I don't know what the upload didn't finish. I don't know what happened. This happened last time this happened. It was when AEW was doing a charity basketball game, and I made the joke like a bunch of staffers went to each other and said, "Did you finish the upload?" "No." "Did you?" "No, I thought it was this guy's turn to do it." "Oh shit, nobody did the upload for ROH. Call Serpentico, he'll do it."
It always pops me that like it's a taped show and they can't play it at 7. Like it's a scheduled thing. Like it'd be like us scheduling a YouTube video, and like we know it's scheduled at this time every single week. Like, do you not know when to schedule it for? It's hilarious to me when they just don't do it. Like, oh shit, sorry about that, everybody. Didn't go up at 7 like it was supposed to. All right, I got we're gonna talk about Okada here in a second. I'm gonna try something with Andrew Zarian because clearly the StreamYard wasn't gonna work.
Are you gonna try to FaceTime?
I'm gonna try to FaceTime him.
I don't know if that's gonna work, but let's try it anyway.
All right, I'm gonna try to FaceTime Zarian and see if this works. I hope Zarian's still in the chat.
He was a minute ago.
Yeah.
Talking about how his co-host Rich is gonna make Tony Khan upset.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to FaceTime Zarian. It's attempting to call him, but he's not picking up here.
It might block FaceTime calls.
Cowardly.
Right? You can blame whatever airline.
What do you pay for first class for if you can't do FaceTime calls?
I mean, listen, the train that I take when I use their first class service, their internet doesn't change. It's still free Wi-Fi. It's satellite Wi-Fi.
Andrew Zarian is not available for FaceTime, so this did not work.
I hate this.
I'm gonna now angrily text Andrew Zarian. Why won't you answer my call?
Just tell him to send us like video messages that we can play on the air.
All right, there. I've messaged Andrew Zarian, very angry. I so want this bit to pay off that we get Zarian on a plane, the Z plane.
The Z plane. That is a legitimate thing that exists as well.
Is it?
Yeah, the Z plane. You got the X axis, the Y axis.
Oh, math. I don't do that.
I don't do that either, but I'm talking about gaming in 3D. So there you go.
Okay. All right.
No, this is actually a really good point.
That's true. You know what? I buy this now.
I would love them to actually use that as the excuse But yeah, our clocks didn't change last week, so we had to fix that.
Darian is claiming he tried to answer the call. I don't know about that.
I didn't realize you did that to both of us.
I didn't. I just called him. I tried to call you as well. You're already on the show.
He replied to our group chat. I tried.
He replied to our group chat and singular. I don't know if it that's what
weird.
had happened.
And it actually says I tired, which I can completely relate to. And I get it.
Yeah, it does say I tried to me. So he texted our group chat, I tired with 2 exclamation points.
I get it.
And then he texted me, I tried with 1 exclamation point.
Is this going to be the first week where Andrew Zarian doesn't join us on the show for a week?
Wow.
My God.
This is like the best week to join us. He got his victory lap on Twitter.
Even Sean hasn't joined us. Did he join us on Monday?
No.
My God. Maybe
Did I join you on Monday? Was I here?
I can't remember. Was that? Well, no, our main channel show was last week. Yeah. Tried to answer, it didn't work.
Wow.
Yeah, shocked you can stream the show. Me too, actually.
Wow.
I'm sure he's watching it at 144p on a potato, when I'm sure that potato tastes just delicious. Anyway, one day the airplane technology will be such that you can stream.
Very unfortunate. Oh well, what can you do?
Exactly. Kazuchika Okada. They try FaceTime audio. Then just tell them to send video to us.
We're not gonna try FaceTime audio. No,
that's like doing a phone call. I could plug in my phone and do right. So my board has the capability to do phone calls, to take phone calls. But I have to have a number assigned to it. So I have to plug in my phone, and then like I can take phone calls. So we'll talk about that offline and how we can make this a call-in show someday. Because there are some weird people calling call-in shows. I don't know if we want to go that route.
I don't know if we do either, but I don't know. But we need like a producer in that way, like to screen
someone
some
to
of these
screen the calls. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'm just gonna like throw anybody on here.
Could you imagine? Oh man. No, there was. If you're like me and you listen to Wade Keller, listen to his Monday post show towards the end. You will find out exactly why we do not take callers on our show. I will leave it at that. Oh, sorry, not Monday. It was Wednesday at the Dynamite show, the Dynamite post show. Listen to Wade's post Dynamite show from Wednesday, and you will know exactly why we do not take calls. That was one for the ages.
Don't plug other shows, Joel. What are we doing?
I like Wade. He's fine. Wade is completely harmless in this case. What do you want to do? Do you want to do Kazuchika Okada, or do we want to have our other guy come and join us?
I mean, let's stick with AEW. We've been talking about AEW.
Let's talk about Okada. Okada's out. By the way, for anyone who ever says he can't speak English, I think he proved you pretty well wrong, because he popped me with that Marvez sing him happy birthday. that line delivered so perfectly with a menacing scowl on Kazuchika Okada's face was so good.
Okada has been amazing so far. This is
working.
Yeah, it was a good idea to pair him with the Elite.
And again, when I brought it up, it was more of a why didn't we, not a why didn't we? I was curious as to what the thought process was to bring him in as a heel, and I never thought that it wasn't a good idea as much as it was. Is this the right idea? Well, it turns out this was the right idea, and they're playing it very well. So this was good, and now he's going to continue to grow. He's going right after Eddie Kingston. He's going after the Triple Crown, but he's not going after the Triple Crown. He's going after the Continental title. And Eddie Kingston officially has a match at the Supercard of Honor for the Ring of Honor Championship on the line against Mark Briscoe. We're doing that. Are we splitting up the Triple Crown? New Japan finally get pissed off and say, "Hey, give me back my strong title." What are we doing here?
Yeah, they're splitting it up.
Is this like official, or is this part of? It's
definitely official. The Continental title's on the line against Okada. The ROH title's on the line against Briscoe. If Eddie Kingston loses, then it gets split. I don't feel like Eddie Kingston's going to beat Okada. I'm not even sure he's going to beat Mark Briscoe, honestly. Then he'll have the New Japan Strong title, and he can lose that to Gabe Kidd, I guess.
Oh, Gabe Kidd. That's a name you want.
I like
holding that title. Did you see the photo we were sent?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Here he is. Yeah, kid's not going to focus, so just look at that blurry face.
Yeah. I did see old Zarian on the plane, the
That's gonna
Z
be my new
plane.
meme. That's gonna be my new meme.
No, they're splitting up the titles, and I don't know. I guess we kind of all thought this was a possibility, but they're doing it pretty quickly, and now the Continental Classic looks a little like, eh. I don't know. We talked about the follow up would have to be something good, and the stuff with Danielson was good. Danielson should have won. But now they're just going to split the titles, and it's like, okay, what you accomplished something by doing this, but I honestly would have rather been for a world title shot than, hey, we basically just created a new title. We created the AEW Continental title, and that's what came out of all of this. And otherwise, nothing was really done with this.
Yeah, it's a very strange situation to be in. They did the Triple Crown and they split it up a few months later. It's fine. And I see in the chat they're talking about RJ City said you can defend the titles independently. That's fine. That's understood.
Have a graphic. He's not supposed to be believed of what he says.
That's true. You cannot trust RJ City.
Yeah.
I can tell you from experience, the man will make you wait 30 minutes for an interview unprompted. Great interview. Anyway, I feel like the Triple Crown was just, it was one of those, well, here's an idea, and it was working until obviously it's not working. So I wonder what we're going to do with the Continental Championship. Maybe Okada wins it and says, nah, we're done. Throw it out. Get rid of it. Garbage. Throw it in the trash. Jim Duggan, WCW television.
I'm not going to do that.
Why not? It's how valuable is that title alone when its lineage was started with two others? That's really my main point. Is it
as valuable as you want to make it?
I understand that in the context of a television show. Yes, that's scripted. You can make it as valuable, just like a wrestler. You can make them as valuable as their presentation. They have a lot of titles. This is just going back to they have a lot of titles conversation. You get rid of the Ring of Honor Championship as a championship that is formally a part of AEW programming. You get rid of the New Japan Strong title that is formally part of AEW programming. So you lose two titles, but you're still keeping the one. But what is that one?
You don't really lose two titles because the Ring of Honor title is still going to be part of AEW programming. Let's be honest.
That is safe to assume. But I mean, no, you know what? Even if Mark Briscoe wins, well, I don't know. That's the whole thing is that Mark is on and off TV when it comes to his presentation. And
Mark's on just as much as Eddie Kingston is.
Actually a valid point. I just think about it because he's most often on
Rampage, and he's still on the show.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're losing any titles. If anything, you're just gaining the Continental title as a separate from everything else. The New Japan Strong title was never part of AEW television, and it's barely been a part as the Continental title. No one, it's referenced because it's part of the Continental Crown, but it's been
challenged for once, but it was in New Japan, right, on the US show.
Yeah, and that went to a draw. The match against Gabe Kidd went to a draw.
Yeah, just to do the cage match, not their cage, the later cage match, the Oscar cage match. Wasn't that all part of that?
Absolutely not, Joel.
Oh, it was a 5-on-5 Windy City Riot thing?
Yeah, they're doing a thing at Windy City Riot.
Okay, I don't know. Listen, I'm mostly paying attention to this, but not really.
Okada should go after the ROH title. That's what should happen there. We should have Okada going to the ROH title.
I mean, yes, he should, but also absolutely not. This was part of the Continental Crown story, and that's why I wish that it was for the Continental Crown, because you have him win all three titles, and then people are like, oh, he's going to work Supercard. And he's like, nah. And then you have, oh, he's going to work New Japan. And he's like, definitely nah. And then he started a story with New Japan Strong title where he's forced to eventually defend it at Resurgence. And against who, I don't know. We just talked about it. Evil. But also, nah. I like that story better. But also, what's he going to do? If he wins the Continental Championship, he's going to have to then carry that around and make it something. But what is it? What does it mean?
Again, it means as much as they want it to mean because they book him.
I understand that. But I'm saying but then what is the booking? What will it mean?
Well, Okada's gonna be a top guy. They're not gonna just undercut Okada. He's always going to be part of the elite.
Right. I don't think anyone's saying that giving him this title is going to nerf him. Although it'd be very funny if he just puts a big X through it and says, "This is my world championship."
It'd be funny if he just like wears it and like they don't really reference it though. He just wears it.
And then the only time he has to defend it is when he does the Continental Classic next year.
Yeah.
All right.
Nobody even is like, this title is so meaningful for the Continental title. You know, you didn't go through this tournament to earn this title. You just came in here, got handed the title because you were friends with the EVPs, and someone should beat him. Like, there's a story there with it. Like, it's Okada. It's very easy to book Okada, especially when he's doing this heel work that he's doing. I'm just a little, splitting the titles is a little, you don't need the extra title. I hope if Eddie, I assume Eddie's going to lose to Okada next week. He's going to do the stuff with Mark. They're going to build that up, hopefully on ROH television. And then keep your ROH champion on ROH TV. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking out of this. Keep your ROH champions on ROH TV. But you got Jay White and all these people on AEW television. By the way, what was the point of all that?
There was no point. That's kind of the best part. We're going to go after the Undisputed Kingdom. Oh, let's be friends. Okay, friends go after the Undisputed Kingdom. Okay, but let's also not go after the Undisputed Kingdom. Okay, how about the rap? Yeah, those are bad, right? Yeah, let's make fun of those raps. Okay. Oh, by the way, you're suspended, so you're off TV for okay. And now you're back, and now you got the yips about the okay. And now Darby and Jay are gonna have a one-on-one match because Jay called out Big Business on the pay-per-view. Oh, okay. And now we're back to square one. Bang Bang Scissor Gang is no more.
They should combine the trios titles into one, but I don't know.
Agree.
They will. I don't know if they will.
Yeah,
they should read more books.
In another castle.
They should read more books on the show, like Adam Cole.
So you know when that peaked?
What?
The story time with Adam Cole, not the saying it thing, because I'm not the biggest fan of that, but the doing the book promo, that peaked at Supercard in like 2017 or 2018 when Cole did a fantastic, or maybe it was best of the it may have been best in the world, but either way, they did a whole opening promo package, which was something that like Ring of Honor did, but they didn't do it to this degree. And I gotta find it, and I know I've posted it before, but it's Adam Cole doing a story time with Adam Cole going after the world championship or being the world champion and turning away all these challengers and blah 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 blah. And he's sitting in the rocking chair and he's reading the story, and it's very well illustrated. And this was kind of a take on that for the Wardlow and Mimosa Joe match. It was Final Battle. Thank you. Yeah, Final Battle 2017. So and it's really well done. Go find that promo. It's the cold open for the show. And as good as it is, 2016, as good as it is, nothing will ever top that. They didn't need to do that last night. Because to me, it'll never be better than Final Battle 2016, which is clearly the show that I couldn't remember when it happened, but it happened and I knew it happened.
They didn't need to do it because Wardlow is a dork and lost.
So bad. Choked out like a little bitch.
And yeah, Teenage Digital Team Garrett would have been on that in like 6 seconds. This is a reference to, honestly, a lot of digital teams missed the boat on that stuff that Garrett is obviously always on top of. Man, Undisputed Kingdom is just, they're there. They're trying. They're doing their best with everything. What can you do? What can you do with them? Kyle O'Reilly's back. Happy to see him back. Happy to see him back in the ring.
Yeah, this is another story of Kyle O'Reilly's going to have a match against Brian Keith, and Brian Keith is. I don't want to. Okay, here's the thing: is he going to lose? Certainly feels that way. But him beating Kyle O'Reilly in Kyle's first match back, and Kyle being like, "Oh, maybe I don't have it yet." That's not a bad story to tell. And then they got to tell the story of Undisputed Kingdom, or specifically Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong coming at odds with each other. We do have to get to that point too. So if this is Brian Keith's first win and it's a good, hard-hitting match, which is what I expect on Saturday, I wouldn't mind this being Brian Keith's first major win in AEW, and Kyle O'Reilly having that little like, oh, maybe I'm not ready after all because I've been out of the ring for well over a year. This could be it. I like that story better.
I would actually prefer Brian Keith winning and then O'Reilly having some like self-doubt, being off almost 2 years, and then Roderick being like, see, like, look,
You need us.
yeah, you need us. And then Adam, of course, being part of that as well. Kyle's still trying to, prove it to himself and everything. But then he maybe loses another match. And then he does go with Roddy. And then eventually you get the turn with Roddy and Kyle, and you can do the Kyle and Roddy face off. But then if Brian Keith does win, you got to do something with him after that. It can't just be Brian Keith wins, but the story is all about Kyle O'Reilly losing. Like, you've also got to do something off of the Brian Keith win. If Kyle O'Reilly just wins, you can kind of just keep beating Brian Keith because, okay, he keeps losing anyway, and the story still focuses on O'Reilly. Why Solable kind of says, like, it might Action Andretti Brian Keith. Yeah, because they didn't do anything with Action Andretti. That's why I said, like, if Brian Keith does win, you got to keep doing it.
Yeah. And so the one thing that I was thinking of while you were talking about what to do with Brian Keith, let's say he gets that victory. I mean, the story right now involves someone who holds a championship. So Brian Keith, if he gets that win and he gets another win, you can have a Dynamite on the way to Dynasty that tells the story of Brian Keith challenging for the international championship.
Like
and he loses, and that's fine. It's his first major title match, and he'll have a good fight. But Brian Keith loses the title match. And in that, Kyle O'Reilly's a part of that story, and we get to maybe a match at Dynasty or start telling the story of the turn down the line. There's a space there for that, and it doesn't waste Brian Keith as having won the match on Saturday and start telling a story of really three competitors going after a championship, one reluctantly and one openly, being Brian Keith having gotten the win. There's something there. So I wouldn't hate that.
I like that. I like building up Brian Keith a little bit to maybe challenge Roddy for the international title. I don't know where the international title stands on the hierarchy at this point, with the TNT title still being a thing, the Continental title maybe being split, and being on Okada, which is obviously a pretty big deal. Like, honestly, the international title, I know it was the workhorse title. I know it was the workhorse title when it came to Orange Cassidy, but after the Phoenix to Moxley to Orange, it kind of got muddy, and then you had the Continental Classic and all of that as well, and so like that kind of became workhorse stuff. So like the international title is sort of taking a peg down because they got all these other titles that they're also focusing on.
Yeah, this is always the challenge with having multiple titles. Is we've talked about this. There is a strength and a weakness to having those titles, is that they have to cycle in and out of importance. The trios titles, for a little while, there was a base, there was importance, but unfortunately the tag division floundered as a result of that. So now they have to build up the tag division again, which they're doing. And then we are stuck with trios, 2 sets of trios belts around 2 teams that are hopefully going to combine them into one. And even so, there's going to be a lack of trios around. It's a lot of plates to spin, and it's very difficult as you build your talent and as you build the amount of titles you have. There's a third thing, and that is, I continue to say, do a brand split or at least something, because this is so. I'll give you a good example because we're in this bubble. Everyone who is watching this show, everyone who is live in our chat, we know we appreciate we appreciate you, and that this conversation is almost reciprocal. I have a friend who's going to Collision on Saturday who is a wrestling fan but is not as attached as we are. He'll come to me.
Tim? Is it Tim?
It's not Tim. Tim's in Toronto. He's not coming. No, this is my friend Greg. So Greg, great dude, love him.
Wow, doxing Greg.
What's that?
Doxing Greg.
Yeah, great guy. His address is 1-5. Anyway, he's going to the
Is
show.
he pregnant? Is he busy being knocked up?
I'll ask his wife. Anyway, so Greg will come to me once in a while. We have a group chat, me and another friend of ours, another good old friend of mine, and we'll talk wrestling sometimes. And I have to sometimes be like, no, this isn't true, or it looks like it's doing this instead. I'm the more connected one. So Greg asked me, like, I'm thinking of going to Collision. I'll probably go. What else is on the card other than the Kyle O'Reilly match? And I was like, they haven't announced anything other than that match. And I went and I double checked and I was like, they haven't. And they might announce, well, they definitely will announce more matches tonight on Rampage. But other than that, this is a common kind of criticism that people have with AEW. And when it comes from fans who are just fans going to a show, they want to know what they're paying for. And I think it's a fair criticism to say, you can send the poster out and say this person, but unless you give them a card or at least a few matches to get excited for, there's no incentive to be there. And I think that's kind of the most frustrating thing when it comes to going to an AEW show. Because even me for Saturday, it's like the excitement for me is that it's going to be my hometown getting their first AEW show, and I get to experience that. It's a collision. I'm not expecting like the most incredible card ever, but it would be nice to at least know ahead of time what I can look forward to outside of one match, which, all the respect to both competitors, Kyle O'Reilly and Brian Keith are not the biggest stars in the promotion right now. So you got to give me a little bit more than that.
One's a giant loser, as you've established on this show. And the other also hasn't won a match in like 2 years. So just come watch these two losers wrestle. Neither have won in about 2 years.
I mean, like to a certain fan, it might look that way. And I kind of get it. It's very frustrating that sometimes it's booked to a very niche individual, right?
I'm joking about the O'Reilly Brian Keith being loser stuff. Although Brian Keith hasn't won, and Kyle O'Reilly, it is his return match. I do completely understand,
but there is a presentation point to that. Like yes, you're trolling, but it is factual. Like Brian Keith is not a winner on TV, so what's the incentive to see him? Kyle O'Reilly's coming back from injury. Yes, we're looking forward to that, but other than that, what do we know much about Kyle O'Reilly from AEW? Well, he's been out for almost 2 years, so what does that mean? He's not a former champion returning from injury. He is a guy who was injured for 2 years that a lot of people like. That's not big enough, in my opinion. And I'm not asking them to sell out the entire building. I'm just saying, when I have my friend who is a casual wrestling fan, I'm like, again, what the casuals want. But when I have a friend of mine who doesn't watch like we do, asking what else is on the card, is this going to be worth my time? Or is it going to be a bunch of filler matches? I think it's a valid criticism. I told him, I'm like, I'll try to find out, but like they'll probably announce stuff on Rampage tonight, and that's that.
They said Mercedes was going to be in Toronto.
She's going to be in Toronto. Yeah. She's not going to be in Ottawa. I made the joke about them saying, "Hey, welcome to Boston. Next stop, Ottawa," and she's like, "No, thank you." I don't think she'll be in Toronto. I don't think she'll be there on Saturday for Collision.
Did Joel's internet go bad?
No, I think yours may have frozen for a second. Are you okay?
Oh.
Now you're back.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they said Mercedes is going to be in Toronto. They never announced for Ottawa. I would imagine if she was going to be in Ottawa, they'd probably be kind of smart to announce that. So I do understand the point, though. Like, they have only announced O'Reilly and Brian Keith. If like a new fan and like, oh, AEW is coming to town, who am I going to see? Sure, some people are on the poster, but that doesn't mean necessarily they're going to be there. They had Kenny Omega on this poster up until like last week, and Kenny Omega was never showing up on this show. I mean, maybe he was, but they certainly weren't going to advertise him. You don't know who's going to be on the show. The people on the poster are Copeland, Swerve, Moxley, Christian, Tony, Storm, FTR, Danielson, Jericho, Garcia, House of Black. Are they going to be there? I would imagine a handful of them will be there. They'll probably do something with Copeland and Christian to try to build that, before Toronto and stuff. You'll get good talent there, but you never know. And this is a criticism I've had about AEW for a long time. Like, you never know week to week who's like really going to show up or what they're going to do, if they're going to wrestle or if they're just going to do a promo, if it's just going to be a backstage segment. You just don't know. Raw, maybe they don't announce everything, but you can guess that Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, they're going to be on the show in some capacity. And they're going to have a long promo segment, or they're going to have a match, or whatever it might be. The only one that they really go out of their way to advertise is if Roman Reigns is going to appear. Or now, like if Rock is going to appear. Because though Roman was so in and out that it was never a guarantee that he would show up. But they don't put him on the poster in that case. And if he was going to show up, they did make sure to advertise that. It's something that AEW's got to do a little bit better of we are, 36 hours away from this show and we know one match, even to your television audience. Like if you're making plans for a Saturday night and your television audience, you're like, all right, am I gonna watch this show or am I gonna do other stuff? Like, all right, well, right now it's only Brian Keith and Kyle O'Reilly. I ain't giving you too much incentive to. Is my internet like still really bad?
I mean, I can still hear you perfectly fine. Your video's frozen, but I will accept the audio more than anything else.
Oh, I don't know why. I mean, I've switched it. I'm trying to do what I can. Sorry, everybody.
It's okay. You're fine for now. Like again, you're completely audible, which is good.
Okay. If you're making plans and it's like, oh, okay, Brian Keith and Kyle O'Reilly. You gonna tell your friends, not going out tonight. Gotta watch this Brian Keith Kyle O'Reilly match. I don't know. Should probably advertise stuff.
Yeah, and they're gonna tape a bunch of Ring of Honor because they're doing Dynamite and Rampage in Toronto. In terms of Collision, though, WrestleTix a couple days ago had 2,600 out the door, set up for 3,100 in the venue.
This is a big venue too, isn't it?
It's an NHL arena. It fits over
they play
18,000, 19,000.
Yeah, they're at the Sens Arena.
Yeah, they're at the Canadian Tire Center, which is it's really you could put it in this is the thing, by the way. This particular arena is the worst to get to because it's out in an area of town called Canada, which is it's hard to get to. And the reason why they built the stadium or the venue there in 1996, they built the venue there. The reason why they did it was because they thought that everyone was going to go out to Canada as like the big tech boom was coming in. And then it was wrong, and it's not how it played out. Instead, they have this giant venue, but they're planning to hopefully relocate and build a new one closer to downtown, but that's not going to happen in for the next 5 years. There is a downtown arena that holds about 9,000 that may have been perfect for this. This is where the PWHL team plays, the women's hockey league. Okay. And and the OHL team as well, the Ontario Hockey League team. They play there as well. The Sens started there. It's the same venue where the Ottawa football team plays. It's multi-purpose essentially. You have the football stadium, and then underneath and underground is the hockey arena. And you could have done it there. The only thing is, I don't know if their equipment would fit in that particular arena, given the way that it's set up. And I think that's why a lot of people don't use that particular stadium or that particular venue, is because it's hard to get there. Whereas, like Tony Khan said, there's a much bigger and a much more important reason to use a place like Canadian Tire Center. It's a major NHL arena. They have access to listservs that they don't necessarily have downtown at the Ottawa Arena. Like there's just more reason to do the Canadian Tire Center. So
it sucks
that it's going to be so empty. But like when he gave that quote about why they do it, I kind of understood. There are certain upgrades that are there at those venues than other ones.
Yeah, when he did give that quote, I understood that of, the marketing aspect, but you made a good point about just like the load in, load out and everything. Like they obviously got a lot of equipment. They obviously got big stage design and everything. In a small arena, I don't know how well that works in some of these arenas. Like they've run smaller venues, obviously, like, when they ran the first Rampage, but like their set and stuff was much smaller then. They've upgraded all that stuff way more to where I don't know if they could run that same arena nowadays if they come back. And typically they don't. Like when they come back, they're running the bigger venues. They're running the NBA venues, the NHL venues, because it's just a bigger arena. It allows for bigger sets, bigger spacing and everything. And like Tony said in the interview, you get access to different stuff, different marketing aspects that you wouldn't have if you're running a smaller venue. So I get it. I assume the cost of everything is worthwhile, because otherwise I don't, or maybe Tony's just like, forget it. We're just gonna. I assume he wants the company to be profitable at some point. Like they're making, like, they're bringing in revenue, but it's also like bringing in revenue is not profitability. You know, like if you're still operating in the red, you're still losing money with all of this stuff. Even if you are, uh, even if you're losing, even if you are making money, but your bottom line has you operating at a loss. So Dave's asking what marketing AEW is terrible at marketing these shows. I can't speak for where they market around the country and stuff. To Tony's point was, and I understand this. I don't know how well it works, but I do understand what he's trying to say. What he was saying is like, if you are going to an NHL venue, you get access to basically everyone that's ever attended an event at this show. And look, I'm sure if I've been to shows around this area, I still get shows because I went to a WWE event in Raleigh when I was visiting my mom last year. I get emails from PNC Arena that's like, hey, here's what's coming to PNC Arena. And I'm like, I don't live anywhere near PNC Arena. I don't really care. But you still get those emails on there. More people go to, a show with 20,000 people that are going to get these email blasts. AEW is coming to your town. Than if you're going to a show at an arena that holds 10,000 people who get the email blast. An extra 10,000 people essentially get that email blast. AEW is coming to your town. And that's one thing Tony was talking about is you get access to that kind of stuff by running the bigger venue. Does it pay off?
It's twofold, but that's the thing. It is twofold because here's a good example. I was gifted a ticket, just to prove your point. I was given a ticket to a Golden Knights game when I went to TNA Hard to Kill. I still get stuff from Access, who gifted me the ticket, and from what do you call it, from the arena, from T-Mobile Arena, about upcoming events. So like, I was put on their listserv immediately because I went to any event at T-Mobile. I'm sure Sean did too when he went to T-Mobile for the press event for WrestleMania. That being said, the benefit is, yes, you have access to those thousands of people on a listserv, but the second you send that out, you have to have something to promote. And if you don't have something to promote, then what are we doing here? That's kind of the big, this is why it's twofold. You have the numbers, but you need the product to shill, essentially.
It can be difficult to promote something that's 3 months out, by the way. Like, I'm sure they have no idea what's going to be on Collision in 3 months. You can only advertise people who are on your roster, and you hope to do that. But at least a week out, you got to give the people something to help move some sales in the final week of like, okay, I know I'm going to the show and I'm going to get this, this, and this.
I just want to point this out. Raphael Morphy is not with
he's not there
anymore. He's gone. Someone was pointing that out in the chat. No,
World's End was his last show.
Yeah, and now he works actually for the Brooklyn venue, the what do you call it? The Barclays Arena. So he works there now, and he's been around forever, by the way, Rafi Morphy. So he's moved on. He's no longer with AEW. Wise Soul sends a super chat saying, "Go away, Jericho. Happy for Friday, guys." I think the Jericho conversation is a complete. We've had it so many times. He thinks he's helping, but he's not. I think he thinks that the Lionheart presentation is his way of going away while still being on TV. And I know Alex Pulaski was like, he's going to debut a new song when he turns heel. He never debuted a new song when he was heel the first time. I don't think Judas is going away anytime soon either. And neither is Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
But our Fuego conversation, he said it himself. Jericho's a guy who moves tickets. You say Chris Jericho's going to be there, guess what? People are normally going to buy a bunch of tickets because they know Chris Jericho. My friend would say, oh, Chris Jericho's coming to town. I'm going to go see him. Kyle O'Reilly's coming to town. I don't know who Kyle O'Reilly is yet.
Hook's got to win on Wednesday. That's all I can say.
I don't disagree. And I get it. Like, AEW fans are booing Jericho. I understand that there is a Jericho fatigue. That's been for a while. I just don't think they want to get rid of him just yet until they have that person who is going to replace the ticket selling ability. And I think they hope that the people that they've recently brought in are going to be those people, and they very well might, but maybe they don't think that they're there just yet, but they might be getting closer.
They'll continue to push these guys as they should. The hope is they do get over through great matches and through some story there. It doesn't happen overnight, that's for sure. No, it's not gonna be an overnight thing. It's not just gonna happen immediately. Jericho actually has to get these guys over and it be sustainable. He mentioned certain people in his comment of like MJF, Orange Cassidy, uh, Inner Circle, Jericho Appreciation Society. He said Daniel Garcia is in a better position than he was a year ago. And I'm like, but did you do that, Chris? Is Daniel Garcia in a better position than he was a year ago because of the stuff you did?
People
Or
have
is
said
Daniel
that.
Garcia in a better position because the Continental Classic happened and
Yeah.
they did a great job with this presentation?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. A lot of people, rightfully so, have pushed back with Jericho's comments, proving really everyone that Jericho's worked with, no one's really been elevated to the degree that Jericho thinks he elevated them. I think more people need to show that to Chris.
Yeah.
Before we move on, I want to bring back Mercedes because, of course, we started the show talking about her. So clearly we have to go towards the end of the AEW talk with her because, that's big business. I do like the fact you and I talked about this on Wednesday. How do you present her? How do you move her into a feud? We said no tag, present her solo. Good start. Having her solo makes perfect sense to me, starting her in a tag given the severity of her injury. And it's something that a lot of people were kind of wondering, how severe was the injury really? Well, it sounds like it was severe enough that she really did think this was it for her, and she wasn't just kayfabing and having fun. Well, it sounds like 2 surgeries later, that took a lot of work for her to get to the point where she's at now. So yeah, I would want, if I'm her, and just to be safe, run a tag match to start, make sure everything's good, and then you can run into whatever your first big singles matches are going to be.
I think there's a good long-term story starting with the tag instead of just jumping right into, hey, let's do an unfinished business match with Willow. You get tag her with Willow, you got Statlander involved, you got Julia Hart involved, you got Sky Blue involved. Like there's multiple pieces in this picture with her as well. So she can do the tag match with Willow against Julia and Sky Blue. You can break that off into a singles match against Sky. Willow can face Julia. Chris can get mad. She can turn. You could do Mercedes against Willow. Mercedes against Chris. Willow against Chris. You could do if Willow beats Julia, Willow gets the title. And then Mercedes and Willow meet of like, okay, now I'm coming after that title. But you can get multiple matches, multiple kind of directions off of something like this rather than, hey, I'm just going to immediately face Willow and pick up where I left off. So I liked everything they did on Wednesday. I thought they did it about as well as you could do this debut.
Yeah, and I really hope that they continue to build on that, because that is going to be that secret sauce, is the story of not just Mercedes Moné and AEW, but also her growth within the company. Not just doing, one match at a time where she just wins, but a story that goes with it. And I appreciate that. She's going to climb the ranks, and she's going to hopefully elevate people as well, going back to what we were just talking about.
I think she gets it, hopefully.
I think so too. And I think that, for the stories about her being a diva or whatever, or taking herself too seriously, I think that there is actually a lot of, listen, it's factual. She is very much the type of person who bets on herself and believes in herself, but she doesn't seem to do it to the detriment of others. She does it with the intention of wanting to make a company better, or at least want to make those around her that she works with better. And if she comes into a company like AEW, where the women's division has been on the ascent, which is nice, but where she can take it to a next level, that is a huge win for not only AEW, but also Mercedes Moné, and a career for her to go back on and say, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. And, I think she's going to do everything she can. She's obviously been treated like a big star. You got to just continue with that. The women got to continue to have some main event spots. I like that she immediately came in and she's like, Willow and Riho's the main event. People, I don't know, maybe feel type of way about it. I understand maybe the world title being the main event, but I like that it showed the importance of her being there.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, they're the main event. And then she came back out, obviously at the end of the show. But it was good. Again, I think it was about the best they could do with it. And they're going to have multiple stories out of this now. I'm not saying just with her, but women in general. We already saw it's a very lazy knock to say AEW doesn't care about the women's division, because like that's just not true anymore. Could they do better? They can do better in all areas. Every company can do better in a lot of areas, but there's multiple stories across these shows, and that'll now continue with her being there. Whatever she's involved in is going to be big. You still got the TBS title. You still got Tony and Deanna. Britt's going to come back at some point. She's going to command some attention. You got the stuff going on with Saraya and Ruby. I know it's on Rampage, but it still counts. You have all of that going on. Thunder Rosa is still in the mix. I think Thunder should actually try to, push herself into the world title picture a little bit more. Maybe that happens at some point. Jamie Hayter's going to come back pretty soon. You got the roster there, and they've been doing a good job of doing the multiple story stuff really this entire year. And yeah, I think it's a lazy knock if people are like, oh, they don't push the women. It's like, no, you're just not paying attention if you don't think they're not doing multiple stories with the women.
Yeah, exactly. And one last thing before we move on, the CEO making the main event. I like that. I kind of looked at it.
EVPs should step in and be like, no, we're the main event.
Again, I want to see the inevitable interaction between the CEO and the EVPs where they all reluctantly shake hands and agree that they're going to work together, but they're not going to be friends until they're all best friends and they all work together, and the EVPs and the CEO become the elite. Yeah, you're right. The best friends are someone else. But that's what I want to see. Okada and Mercedes is sharing the ring again. Let's go. Let's do it. Do you have anything to add?
No.
Perfect. Do you want to bring on our guest?
Yes.
If he's still here, he should probably come and log on now so we can talk about
I'll send him the link.
The real stuff. Oh, he has the link. He just needs to know to come and join us.
I know, but I'll let him know.
Tell him to come now. We're going to talk about Charles Montgomery Punk.
Is that his name?
It is now.
Oh, okay, sure.
That's what I'm going to call him. We're gonna make the internet very mad right now. We're gonna break everyone's minds with this story.
Are we?
No, probably not. Let's face it, it's NXT talk. Who are we gonna really break here? Well, I can think of one person.
Boxes. We'll break boxes. That's what they did on the NXT this past week.
That is fair.
Yeah.
Cookie Man. All right. He's making his debut on this show. He begged and pleaded for it. And we said, fine, today. And he's like, no, I'm busy. And I'm like, TFB, come and join us. Our NXT scoopster, Corey Brennan, joins us now. Good morning. Or good afternoon, I guess.
Yeah, afternoon.
How you doing, Corey?
I'm all right, man.
Thank you for joining us. Let's set this up. Booker T is on his podcast. And we know CM Punk was at NXT this past week. There was the conspiracy theory photo making its way around where he was barely visible. And then Booker T's like, yeah, it's all Punk.
It's photoshopped in.
Yeah. Got into a little run-in with him. Almost got into it with CM Punk. I'll tell you about it off air. What's going on here with Punk and Booker?
What's going on is Booker has decided yet again that he's going to just throw this big little thing out there. Big little thing. Yeah, I did contradict myself. That I don't think he realized what was going to happen here. Well, he probably did.
Yeah,
I think he did. He said the internet's going to pick this up. Like, I think he knew.
But at the same time, it's also kind of it's a weird feeling in an NXT because of it. Like, it's just like everyone that I spoke to about it is kind of just like, why did he do that? Like, everyone's just kind of like, why? Why are you doing this? Like, and like Punk has been to NXT a couple of times now, and like I reported on Select, he was a lot more just laid back this week. He's talked to people, he was doing everything and all that, but everyone I spoke to, first of all, most people didn't even know Punk was there until that picture went around. So Caden's trying to get me to the point, but
no, please,
no.
The point.
The point of the matter is, no. At least to the best of my knowledge, no. Not a single person could tell me about that Booker and Punk even had a conversation, let alone that they nearly got into a brawl backstage. And not security wasn't alerted to this. And you think if Punk's backstage and he's getting tense with someone backstage, don't you think security are going to be alerted to that? But yeah, it's a weird situation because everyone that I spoke to was just kind of like, why?
Well, I mean, it's WrestleMania season. Booker T is probably upset because CM Punk got a shampoo endorsement before Booker did.
I mean, Booker tried to do this work thing with FTR a few years ago. Like when I heard the clip, and I listened to the entire podcast to see if there was like more context behind it or whatever. He didn't mention it, that clip that everybody's seeing. That's literally the only part he mentions it in the entire podcast.
That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
And like when I heard it though, I was like, I feel like he's just bullshitting. I feel like he is just like, because at first he's like, the internet's going to pick this up. And then he's like, I don't want to say anymore because the internet's going to pick it up. It's like, you know what you're doing here. So when I heard it, I was like, he's bullshitting. Maybe he's trying to work something. I don't know. All these wrestlers, especially around WrestleMania, it always feels like they're trying to work something of like, maybe I can get something out of this.
So this is the problem that I see now with the wrestlers who became podcasters. First it was, let me tell you everything I know, brother, give me your money. And now it's, I'm going to work myself into, or I'm going to shoot myself into a work. And we're just going to, it's still wrestling. It's still presentation. You're going to believe everything that you tell me. And this is the problem, is that now they are grifting the podcast game. It's such a pain in the ass when Booker T is like, oh yeah, me and Punk had problems. And then Punk's sitting at home being like, what is this?
No, I feel like
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's Corey off the air. It's CM Punk going through his feed and be like, oh, shucky ducky, fuck that.
That popped the hell out of me when you said that. But it's such a strange scenario because, like, if the fact that you even mentioned it, I'll say this willingly: if Punk nearly got into a fight backstage, I wouldn't be the one to tell you about it. Booker wouldn't be the one to tell you about it. That shit will be everywhere immediately because everyone's waiting for it. Everyone's waiting for that moment where Punk's just like, that's it. So it's silly to me, and the general feeling in NXT is that like he probably shouldn't have done this, and I agree. Especially considering the Punk has been a model employee since coming in, to the best of our knowledge.
I would assume, and maybe that's bad of me, what happens when you assume, that Booker clued in Punk a little bit and was like, hey, I'm just going to like throw this out there. What do you think? And then at least if he's smart, he probably should have done that instead of trying to shoot himself into a work, because as Punk can attest to, that doesn't actually work when you try to shoot yourself into a work. You should probably just work if you're going to work on these things. It was a weird comment by Booker, regardless. Like, unless it leads to a match, which it can't for a while anyway, because Punk is hurt, like, what are you trying to do? Very strange. Very strange.
I just feel like if he didn't tell Punk, he could instigate something here that could blow up Punk's entire contract. What if Punk comes to NXT again and he's like, what are you talking about? This didn't happen. And then we have another situation. So I don't get it. I hope he told Punk.
Maybe Book wants out. I said this before, and I'm on record saying this. To me, it always felt like WWE brought in Booker T for this commentary gig because they got so sick of him shitting on all the WWE programming at the time that they said, you know what? Let's bring him in. It's better to have him pissing outside the tent than pissing in it. And they just kept him around. And then this way, he's not criticizing on his podcast all day long and getting picked up all this shit about, the talent's not very good, now he's working with the talents. And now he can't say it because it directly affects his ability to shit on what he is working on.
He doesn't. The thing is, when he had that little break, he came back and he didn't know what was going on with the product whatsoever.
He doesn't know what's going on week to week.
Yeah, he does. He barely pays attention as it is. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Booker because it just like I said, I really do hope Punk knew that this was gonna happen because as we know, Punk's not afraid to confront people, not afraid to confront people that he thinks are stooges, as we know. So hopefully it doesn't lead to this. But yeah, everyone said that Punk was like, when they did find out he was there, Punk kind of came out of his shell a little bit then and started talking to people more again and so on. But yeah, he does seem like he just wants to kind of help the future of WWE right now, and it is nice to see him there again, even though he is injured. But yeah, he was trying to go under the radar. He didn't want people to know he was there, but obviously once that photo went around, I'd heard a whisper too that he was there before the picture, and then the picture came out, and I was like, all right, I should have ran with that. But yeah.
With Booker, I mean, he even said it when Punk first came back and was at NXT for Deadline. He's like, yeah, CM Punk just came with me and called me a flip-flopper. He's like, I'm a flip-flopper. I was like, Punk and Booker have had, Booker said a lot about Punk on his podcast and everything. And it just feels like Booker's trying to again, shoot himself into some type of work. I don't know. Maybe this is a NXT commentary angle that they're doing out here.
Booker. No one has to respect anybody in this business. Nobody's a legend.
Everyone's got to shake hands. Shake hands backstage.
Let me shake your hand. Let me shake
Randy Orton.
Yeah, then you don't want to shake that hand.
No.
Or Power can talk about that one. Anyway. Corey, is there any other big NXT news to drop? Checking Mello's going to happen if Stand and Deliver. Everyone's excited.
I can't. It's not an official report, and I can't report it yet, but the belief in NXT is that will main event Stand and Deliver. There's talk that there might be an added stipulation to it, but that's just all whispers at the moment. Nothing confirmed. Obviously, we're a while away yet.
Something we've been talking about. We've been talking about this as a hold harmless, yada yada, lights out type of main event show. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense if they do that.
And yeah, I'll have more on it over the weekend, but I'm gonna have an extensive report on Obafemi coming to Select as well. That'll be, I don't know if that's going up today, probably not considering the Booker stuff, but yeah, other than that, not really anything else that I haven't already reported.
Well, you do the Scoops game and you do it well. Keep building it. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Yeah, well, hopefully one day I can graduate to the main roster of Scoops with Sean. I don't know.
Oh, you might have to. We're not going to say the word on this podcast because then we'll get a golden dollar sign. But you're always welcome here.
You know what you were going to say there, Joel?
Yeah, neither do I.
You were going to have to murk Sean in order to get that gig.
That's not nice.
I know. That's why I didn't say it.
Wow, Joel.
You want to be the best in the game, you got to take out the best in the game. That's how it works in this game, right?
You got to come at the king.
That's right.
To be the king, to be the man, you got to apparently
murk the man.
Decapitate the man. Okay.
This
is the new conspiracy theory here. When Sean disappears, that's going to be the big conspiracy theory that takes Fightful to the next level. Sean can't stay off Twitter either.
That's going to be part of his new agreement. You cannot leave Twitter ever. You must leave our Discord.
Corey, do you want to plug anything? You didn't even give the man a chance to plug anything, Joel.
He doesn't need for the website.
Obviously, you can find my interviews, guys, on Fightful Overbooked. I am interviewing Terry Thatcher later today, and I'm looking forward to that. There's a couple of other people, and just before I do leave, there's like a couple of questions there. Javon Evans, he's continuing to impress. The minute he came in, everything changed for him. They've completely not put the house behind him or so on and so forth. My phrasing is awful, Jesus. But yeah,
it's Irish in you, it's fine.
Yeah, they really do like Javon, and even from his tryout, they knew he was going to be a big deal. As far as any of the newer PC names debuting, obviously with Brogan Finlay, there was no kind of whisper or anything like that. He just appeared on the rundown with his new name. So I'm sure if we do, we'll probably find out about the trademarks and the new names probably before we even see them on screen. So yeah, that's pretty much it that I have taught for today. So see you guys. Enjoy In the Weeds, and yeah, peace.
You want to
Thanks,
plug
Corey.
anything else? Are you good? You good?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I have nothing really else to plug. So just
Wonderful.
follow me. You can see my ad there as usual.
There it is. Thank you, Corey. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Corey.
See you guys.
Take care. There we go. Don't make me kick you off. There he is. Corey. Oh, that was fun. All right. So there you go. Our NXT talk. Don't trust Booker T. Just like commentary. Just don't trust Booker T.
I got an email from the Greensboro Coliseum.
Is it did they tell you to come to Collision?
Monday Night Raw 316 day special offer. I don't even know when Raw is at Greensboro Coliseum. The
Not
offer
316 because that's tomorrow.
Yeah. But this is the point of like why you run the bigger venues. I went to Greensboro Coliseum for an AEW event, and now I'm getting emails for a WWE offer to come back to Greensboro Coliseum.
Monday Night Raw is May 20th.
It's all the way in May. They're trying to sell me this ticket.
It's 2 months away.
Well, that's still a ways away. Like 2
Valid.
months is still a while. And they're trying to sell me this ticket with a special offer, 30% off by using the passcode 316. Anybody in Greensboro want to go to Raw, use the passcode 316, get 30% off. There you go, everybody.
Yeah, and Money in the Bank, Sportsnet, 3-day combo pack. There's your passcode, yada, yada. Someone had earlier, it said Sportsnet here in Canada. That's who airs WWE programming. Anyone who has Sportsnet Plus is going to get a promo code about Money in the Bank. And I got one, and the promo code was Sportsnet. So there you go. There's also like Universe and like everybody's like wrestling, whatever. They don't make it a secret. It's a pre-sale. It's not like a super secret sale. So and it's the 3-day combo pack, which once upon a time used to be the best value for the entire weekend. Now it's kind of gone by the wayside. I told you my Phoenix story when it came to buying those tickets.
You had to like.
Well, they ran Chase Field for the Rumble in 2019. We got our regular tickets there, but then they were running TV.
Where was this at again?
Phoenix.
Now go home and smoke some more crack.
Exactly. So when we got the crack, we found out that the Talking Stick Arena, as it was known at the time, now it's called the Footprints Arena. They were doing Raw, SmackDown, and NXT TakeOver. We got lower bowl seats for like $60 for all 3 nights. And I'm talking $60 each event. I'm talking $60 total to sit lower bowl. And that was the combo pack. That was the last time the combo packs were good in WWE. That way we save money so we can go home and smoke some crack.
They should, in Phoenix, they should,
hand it out with the tickets. That's right.
Yeah, hand out with the tickets. Yeah.
And here's your complimentary sample of crack for you. Have a good show. Oh, now I will.
Yeah, like shit, you're gonna have best show ever after that.
Security has to be like jacked up all the time for the show to deal with it.
Great.
Oh my goodness. What is there anything else we got to cover before we do the weekend preview?
I don't know. It's up to you.
I mean, Collision has one match. Rampage looks like it's going to be a good night. You're going to get some good stuff on Rampage, some storyline development, and SmackDown. We going to see The Rock concert?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about the concert. I mean, that's the report. That's the rumor.
Where's my Rock concert?
We're going to see The Rock. He's advertised.
Sold out.
He opens the show. I hope he opens the show.
Me too.
They've advertised what?
What'd you say?
They've advertised Bailey and Dakota.
Yep.
And then Rey Mysterio returns.
Yep. That's all you need.
Rock open. Let him go as long as he wants. Give Bailey and Dakota a good amount of time because it deserves it. Rey can be whatever Rey needs to be. It just says his return. Doesn't say he's going to wrestle. You can just come out with LWO, confront Santos, whatever it might be. That's it.
So this goes back. Sorry to cut you off. This goes back to a conversation you have had multiple times, and that is the WWE way of promoting, or the WWE way of kind of marketing, is you remember 2.5 things. And this is what SmackDown is tonight. It's 2.5 things. The Bloodline and The Rock, they're going to appear. Bailey versus Dakota Kai, they have a match. Rey Mysterio, that's the half. Because you don't know what's going to happen.
Why are you calling Rey Mysterio half a person?
No, he's 5'1", so there's that. But the point is, that's the 2.5 thing. And
you
that's
know
what
who's not half a person? You know who's really tall?
No, who?
Joel?
Oh, Sean's here. Hi, Sean.
What bit did I miss out on? Where's Jeremy?
Oh, his internet's just great, but his audio's fine.
No, it is great audio. I'll give him that.
Well, thank you. How are you this morning?
There he is. Asking
It's fine on my end. That's the thing. Is like everything looks fine on my end. So I don't know what you guys are seeing.
Just random facial breaks,
Oh,
and then the audio's fine.
All right.
Like you could refresh the page and you'd probably come back normal, but it's up to you.
WWE SummerSlam in Cleveland this year.
I was excited for the internet there.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean,
Hey,
it's like in Cleveland. Like
I've been to Ohio in August. I'm not doing it again.
coward.
Nope.
How are you, Sean?
I'm good. I see a lot of people talking about the victory lap. I won't say who, but Jeremy did see one person of importance who very much enjoyed it, and
Brian Danielson.
Yeah, of course.
Always.
And that extended to WWE. There were WWE people that were like, yeah, they get what they get.
People are being so stupid about that, and they deserve to get dunked on. Fuck them.
They do. We don't force them to be jerks.
No.
What do we have here?
Today?
Got a nice house salad.
Okay.
Nice. Did you get pizza with it?
What?
Did you get a pizza with that?
No, I got a pizza the other night, though.
What do we have? Let's see.
You need a good breakfast pizza.
Oh man, you put
What
eggs
is
in
breakfast
pizza?
pizza? Get out of here with
Egg,
that. It's cold
ham.
pizza.
It's great.
It's just leftover
Chorizo.
pizza. This is okay. I just want to explain this. They lied to you in school. They said breakfast pizza. If they had pizza the day before at the high school, they just shipped the rest of the pizza to the middle school. Insane. I got a barbecue chicken breast.
Ooh, that looks delicious.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Put any sauce on that?
They did it.
Oh, they did. Okay, well then we're already ahead, and you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, a little bit expensive, but
That's fine. Sean, what should I bring back scoops wise from Ottawa, Canada?
what shows are that? AEW?
So I will be at AEW Collision on Saturday and Evil Uno's Mystery Wrestling on Sunday.
Ooh, really look at Evil Uno's eyelashes. They're
I have
beautiful.
done that actually. They are beautiful. It's
They're
true.
freaking gorgeous.
Yeah, he's good. For that.
Other than that, I don't know. I don't do a lot of the scoop stuff.
That is accurate. That is true.
Tell
I'm
us
gonna
what
look-
matches are on the card for Collision. Somebody.
Yes. Could you?
Nope.
Well, we tried. I'm glad. Listen, WrestleVotes just gave us 2 more matches for SmackDown tonight. So there's that.
Wrestle Ticks?
WrestleVotes.
Oh, I was gonna say. It's like, damn, they're stepping up.
If they get into that game, it's over for everybody.
Yeah, no kidding.
WrestleTick Scoops, game over.
Yeah.
What's going on
Okay.
today? What are you doing today?
What am I doing today? I'm doing my Q&A show. I am putting together some reports. I'm catching up on a lot of Scoops writing, actually, to get ahead of things and all that. And SmackDown plans coming to Fightful Select. I'll be over on the Fightful Select Discord, all that stuff. But yeah, going to film that Q&A show. Somehow the spring, it lightens up a little bit for me. It eases up a little bit. But yeah, we've also got to get... we're going to be working on a lot of the Sean Spears stuff because I spoke to him. So a lot of the scoops that I got from that are going to be on Select. I mean, that was a real good interview. It'll drop Tuesday ahead of NXT, but yeah, it's going to be great.
Looking forward to that. Everyone go wish MJF a happy birthday today.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll respond.
Yes, that's what he does, right?
Yeah, I mean, he responded to me.
That's different.
Really? Wow, that's the scoop here. Is MJF breaks his silence.
But I mean, breaks the silence. Yeah, I guess.
We had a whole ass conversation about this.
He said thanks.
There you go. MJF breaks his silence. Thanks, wrestling reporter, for
He's
happy
not dead.
birthday.
He's not dead. Come on. Like,
No,
you
Sean,
doing?
you missed it. I had a big conspiracy to take AEW to the next level. because, they're thinking too small on how to take AEW to the next level. They're just talking about wrestling storylines. We need a Kate Middleton level conspiracy.
Well,
to
here
get
you go.
AEW
Here's
to the
one.
next level.
Mansois just tweeted, well, the cat's out of the bag. Yes, I was Boozer666. Leaking stuff was just a fun little way to relieve stress at first, but it snowballed out of control. I had to stop for my mental health. LOL, JK, my Arabic isn't that good. I don't know why. But by the way, listen, I got no interest in putting out anything about his identity, but I'll say this. I do not know why people keep asking me if he was on the Arabic announce team. No, he was not. And no, he wasn't Jason Jordan. And that's really all you need to know about a person's identity is it was not somebody like that. Stop it.
Jason Jordan.
People said it was Jason Jordan for a long time.
But he's so nice.
Well, I mean, like even then, I mean, that guy, the Boozer guy is nice enough too when you talk to him, but like it wasn't him. It just wasn't him. And it doesn't matter who in that sense, don't really care. I mean, and why now of all times are people like gotta figure out who he was? He's been pretty quiet of like the last 4 or 5 months. Like I don't
He just locked his account. Didn't he lock his account?
I mean, yeah, like a year ago, but I don't know, man. But it ain't Jason Jordan, and it was not a member of the WWE Arabic announce team.
Sean, I have a real question for you, a real scoop that we need to get to the bottom to. And I know you're very interested in this. Why does AEW hate Snoopy?
Snoopy? Oh boy, that's a good question. I would imagine it was just a basic trademark thing. So I remember one time I walked off the set of an indie film that I was cast in for no pay, of course. And my aunt actually wrote the script, and she had a little bit more experience with some of the movies and stuff. And she was like, we can't put a lot of these logos in there. There was like Disney related stuff. And the guy who was doing the little directorial thing, he's like, oh, they won't care. They'll like the publicity. And we were like, you are out of your mind. You are out of your mind.
Coca-Cola definitely needs that publicity from
exactly
a Kentucky indie film.
Exactly. Just unreal. But
Sean, you want to be in Mac and Me?
What is it?
Mac and Me?
Mac and Me. I'm familiar.
Are you?
Be in it? We're doing a remake. You want to be in it?
Oh, you're doing a remake of Mac and Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mac and Me.
Yeah, Mac and Me.
Oh boy. Well, that should be fun, I guess. I mean, you can probably get some of the actual actors. They probably ain't doing much.
We're hoping Drew McIntyre will be our main guy for Mac and Me.
I do want Paul Rudd in it. That'd be we're trying to get Paul Rudd.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you could land him.
Yeah, we want him to fund it if he can. Just produce it with us.
Andrew Zarian was going to be in it, but then he read the script.
That's true. Andrew Zarian was all for it until he read the script. That is true.
Yeah, Zarian read the script and he decided he wasn't going to. He pulled out.
Then he flew across the country to get away from us.
Well, he went to Vegas, yeah?
Yeah.
Or is that some kayfabe shit that I'm not going to say?
I didn't say it.
Andrew Zarian's too busy being knocked up to do our film.
Jesus. Post shit all over social media, but I didn't know it was a hidden one. My bad. My bad. My Candice LeRae interview is out right now. It was when she was a lot nicer. Please check it out on Fightful. You guys will really enjoy it. She talks about the lumbar check that she took, as well as I asked her if Johnny Gargano hated children. 1, because he wasn't at the Boys and Girls Club. 2, because he's raising his child to be a Cleveland Browns fan. And let me just say, you meet a nice California girl, you get married, you start a family, you think everything's great, you think that she's wonderful, and then you make her a Cleveland Brown fan, and what happens? She's talking about people's late relatives on cable TV the next thing you know.
That is accurate. That is how it goes.
I want Candice LeRae to go full Inoki and just start slapping these greenhorns around and teaching them some respect.
Yeah. Did you see Deshaun Watson was blocking people that said that they wish that Joe Flacco got re-signed?
Oh, well, Deshaun Watson sucks. He
does.
Off is a direction he can fuck.
There you go. That one as well. I'll catch you guys later.
Bye, Sean.
There we go. I guess we're ready to wrap up. WrestleVotes, by the way, did mention 2 more matches for tonight's SmackDown tag team qualifiers for that big 6 tag team title.
That's gonna get like 2 minutes.
Think so?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta pull it up again because I've lost it.
No, it's New Catch Republic against Pretty Deadly and LWO against Legado del Fantasma. So there's your Ray return right there.
Yeah, and then Randy Orton versus
and Waller.
Bryce and Walla.
See, they're announcing too much. Shit's gonna get cut when Rock is going out there and going 50, brother.
Yep, it's over, man. I'm telling you, it should be the crossover segment. Put Rock right in the middle. Put that big stage right there. Let's go.
Nah, he's gotta open up, man. He's gotta open up.
I pressed the wrong mute button.
He's gotta open the show. Give Rock as much time as he wants and needs. He's the friggin' Rock. Sorry to these tag team matches.
Good for him. Good for The Rock. Good for us. Let's get out of here. I got to catch a train soon. Jeremy Lambert, you want to plug anything?
Are you taking the midnight train to Memphis?
No, I'm taking not going to tell you which train I'm taking on live TV to Ottawa. Because I want people knowing when
You've already doxed Greg.
Yeah, Greg's great. He's fine. See you on Saturday, Greg.
Greg's not watching this show.
He's not watching this show. Trust me. He's smart.
Fair.
Rob and Maggie are live at 3 p.m. talking about largely a lot of the stuff we just talked about, but they'll have their own take on it and they'll have fun with it. And what else is going on this weekend? We're going to drop some interviews. Yeah, I know we will. That's what we do. And we'll be back on Monday and we're going to restart the whole cycle again. I'll be in the bunker. We'll have some friends.
Yeah, that's going to be something.
I'm bringing a different laptop this time. So
I guess it can't be worse than my internet was today. So
apparently yours is fine. So I'm going to go get y'all scoops because I'm clearly that guy now. Sean isn't. We decided. That's fine.
Sure.
That's fine. Jeremy, we done?
I guess, Joel. I guess.
Yeah. We leaving? We're done?
Everyone check out all the stuff. Hope everyone has a great weekend. No major shows this week, I don't think. Collision as usual, but no like pay-per-view events. I assume Impact's running a show next week. But no,
they are off until the pay-per-view. They've announced Moose and Nick Nemeth and the Myers and Edwards taking on Speedball Mountain. Those are the 2 top matches for Rebellion. And I'm sure Mustafa Ali is going to cash in option C after Nick Nemeth wins the world championship at Rebellion.
All right. Well,
there it is.
Sure. I assume Impact's just running another show.
Yeah,
it's going to be busy time as we head to the road to WrestleMania. A rare beast, you're late. We already talked about this. We cover all the hard-hitting news here. We've already talked about this.
I'm going to see Mansoor this weekend, and I'm going to ask him all about it.
I'll tell him that he's a nice fellow.
I will. I don't care if Mansoor was joking. We're gonna play it up as if it was real. We're gonna do an interview where I'm gonna ask him nothing but boozer questions. All right. Wrestling Mania Cry should be on this weekend too, right?
Yes. Yeah. Sunday at 12.
There you go. So go check them out.
He apparently tweeted it and then maybe deleted it because we did literally talk about this like 15 minutes ago. So he'd already. Maybe he tweeted and deleted. I don't know, but
maybe he made a spelling error and didn't want to keep it.
Yeah, we did talk about this though.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here. Do you want to plug last chance?
I don't plug anything.
Great, wonderful. Fightful.com, and I am at Joel Pearl.
Money for Mac and me.
Yeah, money for Mac and me. Mac and money and me. I am at Joel Pearl. JOELPEARL. Ladies and gentlemen, friends out of the binary. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. We're out of time.